Welcome to Yoga 77. My name is Jackie. Today we're going to be practicing a seated cat-cow flow. So a great movement flow to take anytime you are seated. So it might be that you are sitting in a normal chair, a dining room chair. You might be on something a little softer. You might be seated in a car, in your car seat. You might be seated in an aeroplane seat, perhaps at work, just any time of the day that you feel like bringing some movement into your spine. If you're starting to feel tight through the back, through the shoulders, really great to give the spine some love and attention by bringing in mindful movement. So we're creating space and movement between the vertebrae. Will encourage a little bit of awareness through the core. And so a great movement exercise to keep your spine, your whole body healthy. So you're just going to come to a seated position. If you're using blocks or books under your feet, just bring those in and just check that the feet are spread evenly onto each block or book. And then feel free to just move the hips a little, shuffling maybe further back or further forward on your chair, somewhere that feels even and secure. And then notice those points of contact to your chair. It might be your sit bones, it might be the legs, it might be the buttocks. And then maybe a little bit of drawing in of your belly button towards your spine, a little lift through the spine, through the heart space, right to the crown of your head. Maybe a little tucking in of your chin. And then just check in the shoulders, they haven't snuck up or come forward. So you can even roll your shoulders down and back and just let them soften. You might have your palms facing down, you might have your palms facing up. Just find a comfortable position for your hands. And just begin by checking in, scanning through your body. You might spread your toes a little on the blocks. Notice an even sense of weight into both feet. And then the invitation is just to start pressing down with one foot at a time. You might start to notice a little sway side to side with your body. Nice, and then just gradually come back into stillness. If you need to adjust your sitting position at any time, just go for it. And then once you come back into your stillness, you might choose to close your eyes down or feel free to keep them open if that works better for you. And just start to observe your breath. And so if it's available to you, you might breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. And just observe where you notice your breath the most. It might be coming in through your nostrils. You might notice it as you exhale in the back of your throat. It might be a rise and fall, perhaps in your chest or your belly. Let's take another 3 to 5 breaths just as you are. You might start to invite a slight lengthening of your exhale. Really nice. And then as you're ready, just start to slide your hands forward so they might come right to your knees and allow your chin to start coming towards your chest. Noticing a little doming into your upper back, into your shoulders. And then allow the hands to slide back. See if you can draw the shoulders down and back. Your gaze can come up a little, opening through your heart space, through your chest. And then again, we'll let the hands draw forward. Just allowing your chin to come towards your chest. Really nice, and as you're ready, let the hands draw back towards your body. Allow the gaze to come up, opening through the chest, let the shoulders draw back. Really nice. And so you might invite your breath into your movement. And so as the hands draw back, gaze comes up, opening through the chest, coming into your cow pose, you might inhale. As the hands draw forward, chin comes towards your chest, coming into cat pose, that might be your exhale. Inhaling as you rise, the gaze might come up. Really nice. And then exhaling as your chin comes towards your chest. And so just continuing through your cat-cow flow, you can start to make it a little bigger. You might keep it small. And feel free to move faster or slower than me. If your eyes are open, you might choose to close them down and just start to observe. Just notice any sensations through your body. And then you might start to bring your mind to the shape or formation that your spine, your vertebrae is taking. So you might think of it as a rippling or wave-like motion coming up your spine. And so you might begin to picture the initiating of your movement from your tailbone or from the very base of your spine. And then maybe in your mind's eye you can picture the rippling motion all the way up your vertebrae, all the way up to the top of your spine. Maybe all the way up to the crown of your head. And it might begin to feel or look like a rippling wave-like motion. Begin to picture the spaces, the movement between each vertebrae. And again, just bringing that idea of creating space between your vertebrae, creating a free movement through your spine. Really nice. And just keep working with this at your own time, your own speed, with your breath. And then if it feels right and the invitation is there, next time you're in your cat pose with the chin towards the chest, you might start to invite a little bit of side to side motion. So maybe just starting to take your gaze over one shoulder and then the other. And again, it might be a really small movement. Really nice. And then when you come back through center, draw the hands back, come back into your cow pose. And again, in your cow pose, you might just take some little sideways movement and start to bring a little bit of sideways motion into your spine through the vertebrae. Again, you might take your gaze further over one shoulder and then the other. You might even just stay on one side a little longer. Just be curious, notice any differences side to side, notice any interesting spots. Really nice. And then you might start to combine those movements. So as you come into your cat pose, so chin coming towards your chest, you might take a little bit of sideways movement before you come up back through center. Coming into your cow pose again, maybe a little bit of side to side before you exhale and come into your cat pose. Really nice. Again, just take a few more rounds of these in your own time. You might come back to your regular cat-cow. And you might even choose just to pause in your cow or in your cat. Just finding stillness in one pose at a time. You might hold for 3 to 5 breath rounds. Once you've taken your 3 to 5 breath rounds, just coming into your cat pose or your cow pose, depending which one you started with. Again, just finding that pose, hold. You might bring your focus back to observing your inhale through your nose and your exhale through your nose. Really nice. And coming back through to your neutral seat. Again, you might just start to take the weight into one foot and then the other. Really nice. And then feel free to just come into stillness, bring both hands up and overhead. Might be on your inhale, find a little bit more length through the spine. Again, you might just be taking the arms side to side. Just finding that length. And then just allow palms to meet, draw through heart center. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Have a wonderful rest of your day, rest of your evening. Go well. Namaste.